the medical billing is not something that doctors like.
At all.
Jean, thank you so much for doing this demo with me. Jean is our clinical advisor. And Jean, do you want to tell a little bit about your background?
Yeah, so I'm a psychiatrist. I work in general psychiatry and then child and adolescent psychiatry. I do prefer the kids. I see adults if I have to. And about half my time currently is spent in clinical informatics for my system. So a lot of both front-end clinical technologies as well as back-end integration. And I am very excited about what Carrie and team are working on.
So this demo is showing how you could receive a fax and process that fax as a referral, as intake into an EHR. So in this demo, we've represented that as like synthetic fax examples. So
Mhm.
example PDFs we're using an EHR built on MedPlum to showcase this. And what we're going to do is we have a bot that's going to analyze this behavioral health referral and ingest it and get all of the relevant information prepared so that a clinician could review the chart before processing it. So I'm going to just start that to ingest the data. Okay, so now our
Cool.
referral is ready to review. So what happened behind the scenes was we took this referral. We have a bot integrated in MedPlum using our phenomenal link to fire API. It's one of our most popular APIs for extracting structured file resources from unstructured data. So here we have that referral for this patient, and we want to pull out all the relevant information. So it's pre-populated for a clinician to be able to take this and then be able to review it, because obviously you want to make sure that as a clinician you're double checking if you catch anything for that
Yep.
referral that you're taking into your practice. So this is showing how that clinician might review that information. I don't know if there's anything that stands out to you that we should
Oh,
mention.
actually, the vitals stands out because that's actually going to
Okay.
be one of the more painful things to input yourself. And the fact that it can pull that means that it's going to be a part of the patient record so that when you get the follow-up ones, you actually have something to compare it to. Most of the time, that actually may not get pulled in depending on what the policy of the workplace is.
Oh, wow. So then you wouldn't know if like, hey, that patient actually has hypertension.
Exactly. Or if you're tracking body weight because want to track medication side effects, for instance.
Gotcha.
So I really like that that gets pulled in.
And we're gonna sign and write to the chart. I'm like, I'm cosplaying as a doctor. Um,
Perfect.
Now if we go to the chart, then you'll see it. We've set up our patient currently in the chart. It's all this information is already populated from the referral note that's been processed. This part of the demo is showing our construe code extraction API that's used to extract different medication or condition or procedure codes that are present from unstructured notes. We have customers who use that for phenotyping patients with different conditions, but you can also use it in a billing use case, which is what we're going to show here. The interesting thing about billing that I learned through our work with code extraction is that it's not just a way to figure out a specific code that occurred in the note. It's more the collection of evidence that supports billing for different levels of acuity.
Correct. And what a lot of providers actually do is they will just write essays, hoping that they qualify for a certain level of billing, almost feeling like the more that they put, the more likely it's going to qualify. It turns out there's actually discrete components, and this tool is actually really good about highlighting those and making sure that what's there is actually there. And if it's not, making sure that you're aware.
Yeah, so I'm going to show how it works, and this is integrated in as a bot. So the way that it works is it makes multiple extraction requests to our construe code API. It grabs them and then it uses a heuristic on top to figure out the right CBT code to use for these different levels of acuity.
Yeah, so this tool is really interesting because as you write your note, we have an idea of what work we're doing, what we're targeting. Generally speaking, in psychiatry, every encounter is a medication management and a therapy encounter. It's super rare where we're not going to do both, even if it's just to recommend something. The cool part about this tool is that it can identify the parts of the note that qualify for different levels of billing. And it's really interesting actually to play around with it, where if we remove a section, for instance, currently, if we run this, it shows that they're on a medicine, and then we indicate that there is medication management occurring in the note. We take a look, and it comes down and says, great, this is a 99214. It gives you the reasons for the complexity, which is the at least one diagnosis unstable and being managed, and then prescription drug management. And it's great. Um, as an experiment, if we remove the medicine that's in the chart
So put her
and
on
run that
hold.
again, and then we go down, because we still indicated that medication management occurred in the note, but there's no details about it and there's no prescription on file. Now we're seeing that it still is an N214 because you have the correct number of unstable problems that you're addressing, but it's missing that concrete medication management portion. And I think that is great
And then medical billing is not something that doctors like.
at all.